the review, but I still want to record me solving this in real time. So let me pull my phone out so that I can keep track of time. Yep. Okay, so here I'm about to start my stopwatch. All right, and I am starting now. Let's go. Okay. Light. What kind of problem? Insects. The problem of reproduction, but the insects are declining. I see. Suggests that artificial lighting, that the modern convenience that illuminates SVA, subject verb agreement, maybe contributing to the decline of these organisms. Okay, so we might need natural lighting. Daytime pollinators, such as bees and butterflies, have many well-documented threats. So sought to investigate potential pollinators. We're suddenly at like daytime pollinators. It's kind of surprising. Okay. Sought to invent potential to nocturnal pollinators. Okay, well, we have to have this colon to do so. To investigate this threat, that they located samples. Fragment, okay. Okay, we want to add this thing. This is description. So we need to have the categories. What are the categories right now? Okay, right. I totally missed it. It's after sentence 3. Illuminated. That took a while. Okay. 240. Oh, I'm zoning out real hard. Yeah. I didn't really understand this in experiment design because I think I'm just rushing too hard. Okay, there's light, right? There's light. And then nocturnal, there's no light, right? And they're pollinated. Okay, so they should be, when they're bagged, not a lot of fruit, but when they're unbagged, right? They were concluded that the nocturnal were avoiding the unbagged plants in the illuminated sites. Right, that makes sense. But then we're talking about transition to the paragraph that follows. The decline in nighttime pollination, which, right, no. I feel a sketch about this, but I'm going to move on. 10. Yeah, coincided. I'm finishing the rest of this passage so I understand what happened with 9. Visits, yeah, it's a whole separate thing. All right, let's just move on. I think I'm pretty good with 9. Okay, that took me 6 minutes and 50. That took me 7 minutes. It's a little too long, but whatever. It's not too long though. I think I'm just rushing. I'm rushing. Dress code, flexibility. Yeah, you can't reflect workplaces. We want parallel. Oh no, not parallel. Yeah, yeah. Well, kind of parallel. Yeah, yeah. Okay, kind of parallel. Coordination. We don't know who, so we need to have antecedent. This makes sense. If I need that. Wanted to be employed by a company with it. So how many wanted to be employed? The relaxed dress code. Okay, 27. What is a relaxed dress code? I guess this is, I guess business casual is relaxed. I mean, that's kind of up to interpretation. But anyway, none of these can be are right, so process elimination. But there's this colon. I missed that colon. That definitely helps. Then you just add these two numbers. Oh well, wasted some time there, but moving on. Yeah, yeah, it helps. It helps. It helps. It helps with that contrast. This kind of one's. This seems kind of off topic. Like individuality, is that really the focus here? Because and I remember happiness, right? Morale seems more on topic. I'd like to see in the way. When, right? When they asked, workers said that will help them most with. This is in this quotation. It's indirect, so you want it with being comfortable. Right. Oh, it's a mixed quotation. It's a mixed quotation. Permissible, admissible. Hey, hang on. Okay, appropriate is the right word. Ooh, I wonder why I just glossed over appropriate. I think I just sort of zoned out, and I just have to make double see. That is a correct. That makes natural sense. So I shouldn't have doubted myself. I shouldn't have doubted myself. Moreover, yeah. Furthermore, here we go. Furthermore, we're at 11:35, so making quick time, making quick work. All right, and let's go on to the next one. The filter net. The web, internet. Not objective, so it's filtered. Okay, not objective. To collect data and use. A filter bubble, a biosphere that is reinforced. That makes sense. It's reinforced. It's strengthened when it is consistently confirmed. It is important, especially made explicit, because by doing so, so that, right? Oh yes, so that is correct, right there. Okay, because this is the result of it, especially when those decisions are. Especially when those decisions are being shared, are political. We're talking about politics right now. Politics. Main argument, right? Politics. Okay. This comma is just off, so just have no punctuation. Okay. Conducted before the 2014 general election in India, created a fake search engine and asked 2,000 undecided voters to use it to research candidates running for office. Zoning out a little bit, but okay. A fake search. So this is an example. This is an experiment. Okay. 3 groups presented with results favoring a different major party candidate. Okay, 3 groups favored a given candidate. Were subject verb agreement. Participants were. Well, there's no evidence. Okay, this is fine because the while is over here. That while. Okay, filters based on users browsing. Users plural, so we should have that on the outside. Browsing histories, plural. Okay. Right. Could produce this hypothetical. It's kind of a weaker argument. But whatever. This possibility is because most things. Right. The possibility of what? Slanted results. Okay. Slanted results. Is especially, yeah, this seems right. Because especially troubling would mean, right, that we have to have most users, right, this is a larger problem. 99.3 did not recognize the bias. They didn't know. Okay, so yeah, that seems like the correct answer. Contradict, unaffected. No. Okay, so we're going with that. Politicians hope to counteract this. Eh? A survey indicates that response. Okay, no, politicians, no, has no connection with what happened here. So, represent all information. This is confirmed. This is confirmed, but no, not reversed. No, not mitigated. And no, not, yeah, not atypical means you can't. So this is confirming. This finding was confirmed by other, or is corroborated by other surveys. Corroborated by other surveys. Filtering is essential. Oh, I just zoned out. Okay. If search engines publish this information, users will be better able to, right. And this is an example. By displaying a warning, the results are selected based on, right. This should not be deleted. It should be kept. Why? Because this is talking about, this is part of the main argument that they should, that the search engines, okay, really should let them know, okay? Right, this is over here. A potential solution, yeah, it's a solution. Yeah. Okay, we're at 16:55. So, yeah, getting faster and faster. That first passage I sort of zoned out. I think after lunch I just felt a little bit out of it. So I'll go back and revisit it. But yeah, right now I'm making good speed. Oh, this is like a nation, an Indian nation. The art gets rolling, so it's trending up, right? So, comma, there has to be comma. It's in a positive over here. Okay. Wait, 4 out of 10 had something related to business. However, also included the vastness collaborated. Okay, they're too big. They're too big. Regardless, that sounds kind of awkward. It's like, in light of the studies, yeah, because of it, they worked with the group to strengthen the economy. Okay, see, yeah, like in response to the results, right? So we want to have, right, that makes sense. The most effective transition. Good. The outcome of the organization's combined efforts has been, or was, right, there he goes, right, because it's the outcome, singular, was a bus that would serve as a mobile space to support a less artistic collaboration. And noun, we need parallelism. Oh no, I see. To support artistic collaboration and to forge financial institutions. I don't think it might be, because the First People's Fund is also financial potentially, but it's not exactly clear. Maybe the sell part, collaborate, find mentors. That's all like people, artistic collaboration. But sell sounds more like financial, so maybe. But this sounds more natural. Partnerships with banks is not the same thing as selling, right? Commercial opportunities. I think commercial opportunities makes more sense. Computers is off. Entrepreneur, that seems off. So I'm focused on this for now. I will tentatively circle B, but I just want to double check afterwards. Okay, you know what? And I won't double check. I'm just gonna go and skip and double and see what the correct answer is, because I want to see them making money. Benefit financially. Bank accounts, grow artist business, sell. So the collaboration is the previous paragraph. I think this is correct. Partnerships with banks seems kind of off, but I'll come back to this in a sec, okay? Because I couldn't find definitive evidence just now when I was skimming. Okay, so I don't like having to come back. That's why I skim down, but whatever. I'll work with it. With these questions, with like 37, it's up to you whether you want to develop your skimming abilities and just skim to answer it, or whether you want to just pause and come back to it later. All right. Distinctive. Hall of Fame seems a little unusual. I want to support the idea of, right, distinctive appearance. Right. The Hall of Fame is just like boosting him, but doesn't really a traditional form, a distinctive, lavish design, vivid, right? Like a cover by books by this random person whose work has been featured. That seems maybe I think B is the closest. Ledger art. Yeah, I'll go with that because that's the one that's full. I want to, yeah, I want to talk about the art itself, and B is the closest. I feel a little iffy about that. Okay, I feel that's a little sketch. Gonna come back. Okay, let's come back. 39. Medium confidence on 38. 39. He created a lavish design for the bus with vivid pictograms for the bus's sides, the sides of which would include vivid pictograms suggested by the narrative scenes of ledger art. Okay, let's start with the short one. For the sides of the bus, good. Go straight to this. With vivid pictograms of running buffalo. Yes, this is those. Yes, that works. The sides of the bus is the one that I kind of predicted, but I kind of right. You can get rid of for the intended for the this double for the that's the repetition that you really don't need. So designed for the just go with sides of the bus. Okay, took me a little too long honestly, but let's move on. And yes, we have the ledger art by narrative scenes of ledger art. He created a lavish design for the sides of the bus with vivid pictograms. This one is inspired by narrative scenes. Right. I wonder if this region thing is useful. I feel like with C, I'm looking at 38 again. I feel like with C, this I don't really like it. All right, moving on. I'm going to go with B for now with 38. 40. Adapted them to fit the bus, helping transform the bus's exterior, so that's correct. With the eye-catching collaboration complete, the bus was ready to begin journeying. The versatile interior allowed them to work together, study, and even set up bank accounts to help grow their art as a business. So financial, but is this partnership with local financial organizations? No. The focus is on growing their art as a business. Gift shop to sell, enhancing artist ability. I think this sounds right. Good. To benefit financially, right? Benefiting financially. The partnership is not the important part. These artists are not trying to create partnerships. Local artist and rancher, Tony Richards, comma, or just local Tony Richards. Yeah, this is the best, right? Because this is just like a modifier for Tony Richards. Tony Richards used to have, right? It's a essential modifier, just describing who Tony Richards is. Just him. Ultimately, permanent art space to serve as a fixed cultural hub, while, so this has to have a comma, the art in motion will continue. As he said, what I do is, and you, oh, this makes it sound like he's just exploiting them. We want to talk about how this is, the First People Fund helped something that actually, right, we're talking about rolling res buzz, right? So I want to talk about the impact of rolling res buzz. No, this is too financial. Provides access to capital, addresses other needs. Passes through space. I guess this kind of works, kind of weak. Of the founding, it's too specific. What I do, his job is irrelevant. Thinking about comfortable with banking. No. So the said provide access to, right? That's good. And addresses other needs as it passes through space. Just beautiful to think about. It's kind of a weird thing, but I'm gonna stick with it. I just want to go back to that first passage because I felt like I was a little out of it. So let me just make sure with this extra time, because I'm at 26 minutes right now, which means I still have 9 more minutes. Let me just double check. Okay. And I'll use a blue color just to distinguish what I'm doing. The convenience illuminates, that's correct. Okay, these pollinators are good things. So daytime pollinators are threatened by these things. So we want to talk about nocturnal pollinators, you know? And artificial light might be harming, right? Artificial light might be harming nocturnal pollinators. To do so, samples in mountain meadows are ordinary dark at night. Okay, so it's supposed to be dark. Some of the plants were covered with mesh bags to, right? Yeah. I'm good with all of these. Half were then illuminated during that. So this is the bad thing, right? This is the bad thing that we want to test. What happens if you give artificial lighting? Does it harm the situation? So that's the main thing we have to be interested in, right? I totally missed that for some reason. Anyway, all of these grammatical kind of questions are totally fine. Right. Whereas the unbagged plant's fruit production changed significantly with light exposure. Yeah, the bag of, okay, so this is the less important part. Okay. The less important part is, of course, the bag plants, when they're not pollinated, they're not going to have a lot of fruits. Right, this makes sense. This over here, it's all good. And yes, 15-15. So this graph makes sense. Of course, it's not going to have much of a difference. But what we really want to know is when they are illuminated, do you harm? And yes, that's the focus. Whereas bad plants whereas unbagged plants, that's right, unbagged plants that were exposed to artificial light. Right. That's the main focus. This is the focus. We want to see this decrease. So that's good. I got that correct just by reverse construction, even though I wasn't understanding what the hell I was reading. Okay. And now this I felt sketchy about. Concluded that nocturnal pollinators were avoiding the unbagged plants in the illuminated sites, which affected, yeah, that's solid. But these, confusing. See, this is one finding, right? Concluded, right? They concluded, and then the transition is also found. Right? So it's just a second finding. It's a separate finding. And that is a good transition. Now, this is a little tricky for the SAT, but that's a good transition. If you get too focused on just like the weird specific meaning and you're just trying to, you want to wrap up this paragraph really well. But if you try to summarize the next paragraph in this sentence, you're going to ruin that paragraph. Okay? Yeah, I'm just double checking B, C, and D. Yeah. And see, this doesn't. They're not investigating this result. They're investigating a whole separate idea. This is a separate idea. Decline in nighttime pollination coincided with decline in daytime pollination. It has nothing to do with what we spoke about in the previous paragraph or in this graph. No connection. It's a totally different idea over here. So it's not good. It's not good to try to force a connection here, even though it says best transition. Okay. Transition doesn't mean forcing logical connections that don't exist. Coincided with, presence of, and now we're good. All right, that is 31 minutes total, including that retake of the first passage. That means I have 4 minutes left, but I'm just gonna move on and do my grading. So let's do this. All right. And I'm confident with all of these, so I'm just gonna move. I'm gonna move forward. Okay, so let's go with A, B, C, B, C. Okay, let me just double check. Okay, A, B, C, B, C. A, B, C, B, C. Okay, cool. D, B, C. Cool. And DAC. Oh, I made that mistake. All right. Okay, I made one mistake over there. I think I was rushing then. BDC. Okay. ADA. Okay. Whoops, I forgot to. DBBAB. DBBAB, we're good here. All right. You know what? I forgot. I'm just like hurrying, but I really should just investigate this right away. So let's look at this real quick. And daytime pollinators were not making up for the loss. This does connect it. And then this and makes a logical connection. Yes, I didn't read it. You know what? I was rushing. I didn't read it. I was distracted by this, so I eliminated this. And I was distracted by, I just eliminated this. But for some reason, I just didn't read. Oops. Hang on. I just didn't read this. I had to read this. I just skipped it for some reason. And daytime pollinators were not making up for the loss. In fact, the daytime pollinators, right? If I were right. In fact, it coincided with a loss in daytime pollinators. The daytime pollinators didn't help out. So yeah, that was me rushing. Bad mistake on my part. Moving on. 19. Wait, hang on. 18. Okay. DBBAB. All right, we're good there. All right, let's go. DACC. We're good over here. Cool. On the left. DCAD. Double checking on the right. DCAD. We're good over there. Okay. And then ACB. We're good over there. No errors so far. Just one so far. Let's see. DCDB. We're good over there. Okay. BBA, and ABDC. All right, I went through this fairly quick, but I made -1, -10 on the reading and writing, and -1 even with unlimited time. I mean, I kind of rushed, but yeah, even with unlimited time, I was -1 on both sides. All right, and that is the reading and the writing test today. Today I'm kind of in a rush. I got to go off to my next appointment, but if you guys have feedback on how this is helping you or what parts are not very helpful, please leave some comments below. And if you want to keep getting more SAT content, hit that subscribe button and let me know. All right, guys, good luck on the SAT. I'll see you